I've never been more confused by a video game in my life. I really don't even know where to start with this shit. I guess I'll just show you the game's intro and let you decide for yourself. So, I don't know what that looked like to you, but to me that looked like a bunch of schoolgirls that did a fucking Sailor Moon transformation or some bullshit. Then they all fly around on these little hoverbike things. Yeah, guess what fucking country this was developed in, guys. Spoiler alert! It was Japan!
It's me, Goku!
Anyway, enough of that bullshit. I'm gonna start by listing everything I actually like about the game. The intro's kinda neat, and the soundtrack's pretty decent, and while we're on that topic, I just want to point out that this is a legitimate boss theme. Here, take a listen. Guys, I couldn't fucking make this up if I tried. But anyways, that's stuff I like about the game. Everything else is fucking worthless. So I'm gonna try and tackle this in the order it shows up when you play the game. Okay, so title screen, menu, blah blah, a few different game types. For now, we'll just go with story mode. Okay, character select. We got blue one, red one, hat? Another red one with a sword. Yeah, we'll just go with that one, I guess. I mean, I don't fucking know about this shit. You'll notice that down in the corner you got things like option and ripple. Hey, kinda like some other game. Anyways, let's start. Oh my god, it's hideous. Little to no lighting effects. All the backgrounds look kinda sloppy, to be honest, and this water effect on the first stage is just... oh, it's just the worst. But really, overall, the game just looks so boring. The opening cinematic and the characters that pop up from time to time look great, but that only highlights how fucking boring the rest of the game looks. Holy shit! The game just looks lazy. The design for most of the stuff feels uninspired, like they just threw in some generic spaceships and walkers and turrets, then made everything else random chunks of metal, such as metal circle, metal crescent, other random shapes, and my personal favorite, box. So that's all fine and good, but how does the game play? Like Gradius. Presumably. I've never played Gradius. But I watched the Game Grumps play Gradius 3, and it looks like pretty much the same thing. I understand that it sounds like a bit of a stretch for me to assume it's pretty much the same as Gradius when I've never even played it. But hear me out. It says that it's inspired by Gradius right on the cover, it has us at the end of the title, and it was made by the same company that made Gradius. So now tell me that it's unfair to assume they're the same fucking thing. Now excuse me, I have to go fix something. So now that we've established the gameplay is just Gradius, is it any good? Well, if you paid attention to what I said earlier, you know that it's not. It's almost like I said nearly everything in this game is worthless. You'd probably notice that I suck at this game, what with all the dying and whatnot, but that's because this game is too easy.
That doesn't make any sense, though.
Well, you're right, it doesn't, but let me explain. It's really easy because they give you infinite continues that just start you back exactly where you were. So the game gave me no reason to care about my self-genocide, because it literally holds your hand. And I'm not talking about some Call of Duty-esque corridor level design or Kirby Epic Yarns, so easy a retarded chimp could do it difficulty level. No, I'm talking about the game literally requiring no input from the player. Yeah, you can beat this game without doing anything. Well, except for hitting the continue button, of course, but I don't think that hardly counts as doing anything. Just to prove it, I've uploaded a full playthrough of the game where I only hit continue. Don't believe me? Just click this annotation right here. I'll wait. Now, if you didn't watch that playthrough, which you probably didn't, you're probably wondering how that's possible. Surely you'd have to beat the bosses at least. Yeah, you'd think that. See, if you take too long, they just kinda, leave. Now, I could handle the piss-poor production value. I'm fine with the game literally holding my fucking hand through the entire fucking thing. But when this game has the fucking audacity to hand me a goddamn participation medal and then just send me on my fucking way, that is what pisses me off. I find this insulting to my fucking intelligence on so many levels that I don't even know where to start. Alright, I guess first off I'll address why this fails fundamentally from a game design perspective. Video games generally give you an objective to complete, such as getting from point A to B, or defeating a group of enemies, or a boss. This is what we'll call variable A, or the objective. Next is what we will call variable B, or the obstacles, usually taking the form of enemies. This is the variable that provides the game with challenge. The obstacles are there to prevent the player from completing the objective. Now when we overcome said obstacles and complete the objective, that's where the fun comes from. As a player, we feel a sense of satisfaction from completing the objective despite there being some sort of conflict or obstacle there to prevent us. Now that we understand what variable A and B are and why they exist, let's apply this to a game that understands this fundamental, Kirby Superstar. And I'm using Kirby as an example to show that a game doesn't necessarily need to be really hard to provide challenge. In this case, we'll be using the Spring Breeze mode, and variable A will take the form of getting to the end of the course. Classic point A, point B sort of scenario. Now variable B takes the form of enemies, environmental hazards, and bosses. Enemies don't really put up much resistance and can often be avoided by just flying around them. But they can kill you, and if they do, they will set you back to, at the very least, your last checkpoint. Although perhaps a better example of an obstacle is the bosses. From time to time you'll encounter a boss or sub-boss that will wall off your progress. Literally walling off your progress. You cannot proceed to complete A because B is preventing you. Therefore, you must kick its ass. This is a textbook example of precisely what Otomedius is lacking. Nothing puts up any resistance to prevent you from completing your objective. Enemies will kill you, but you get put back exactly where you were with a brand new stock of lives and bombs. So, if anything, you're actually better off dying because it gives you more bombs to spam. So the enemies don't hinder you in any meaningful way, so they might as well not even be there. So the bosses could have at least been the saving grace in this scenario. They wall off your progression like in Kirby, preventing you from progressing forward. So if you at the very least had to beat them, you might get some satisfaction out of this game. But no, you can just wait them out, constantly pressing continue until they leave. The obstacles fail at their very purpose. There's no satisfaction from completing your objective because there was really nothing stopping you in the first place. So now that you understand why this is bad from a fundamental or technical standpoint, let me explain why I find this personally insulting. Now, I don't claim to be a master at video games. I haven't beaten any of the Devil May Cry games on Dante Must Die. I'm not a pro Dota player or a pro Smash Bros player. By all accounts, I'm just your average gamer. But I have been playing video games longer than I can remember. I grew up playing Banjo-Kazooie and goddamn Mario Kart on the N64. I've spent countless hours across numerous games. I have played easy games like Kirby and Tai 2. I've played hard games like Ninja Gaiden Black and Dark Souls. I've beaten all the bosses in Metal Gear Rising without taking any damage. I think it's safe to say that I'm very capable when it comes to video games, and I know my shit. I know what makes a good video game. I can even admit that there are some games that I may not like, but still have some merit to them. I think Sonic Adventure 2 is a steaming pile of garbage, despite a lot of people really liking Sonic Adventure 2. I'm willing to accept that not everyone is going to agree with my opinion. As a matter of fact, I'm sure there's already some people in the comic section giving me shit for railing on this game. That's fine. I don't hate this game because it's terrible. If we're being completely honest, this game isn't actually too painful to sit through. It's more of a bore than anything else. No, I hate this game because of its blatant disregard for proper game design and its patronizing nature. Is a slap in the face to anybody who actually paid money for this piece of shit, regardless of how much or how little they paid. As a consumer, I have paid money for this game to at the very least attempt to entertain me. Therefore, I am entitled to that satisfaction that comes from beating the boss. You can tell me that I just need to get better at the game, or that it's a stylistic choice, or some other bullshit like that. I don't care. I'm not gonna listen because I didn't pay money to get handed a fucking participation medal, so you get your fat metal ass back here. I'm gonna beat your shit in no matter how monotonous and boring it is. I could drone on about how much this pisses me off. But I think everybody rational, at the very least, understands why I hate this design decision so much. So let's move on, shall we? So if the presentation sucks, the gameplay's boring, the design choices are anti-consumer, then could the story at least save the game? Short answer, no. You're not likely going to have a fucking clue what's going on because there's no English dub and all the dialogue scrolls through this tiny little bar in the corner. So you're not likely going to be paying attention to it. You're also not likely to care. I know I didn't. Hey, but at least there's a lot of content in the game, right? No, it's only an hour long. Jesus! People thought Ground Zeroes was a ripoff, but at least it had a few different side missions to play, but this... With this is all you get. Both score attack and multiplayer are the same as story mode. Presumably, I never played multiplayer. It's most likely just story mode or score attack with multiplayer. And I only played a bit of score attack, which is just story without continues.
But doesn't that fix the issue with the game being too easy you had?
Well, yes, that's actually a fair argument, and perhaps it might, but at this point, I couldn't be bothered to care. I've already seen what this game has to offer, and I didn't enjoy it the first time around. So why would I play it again? Why would I play the same hour of content over and over again when I could just play one of these? This is the stack of games that I either haven't played yet or haven't gotten around to finishing. Shadows of the Empire, Donkey Kong 64, Borderlands The Handsome Collection, Alien Isolation, Resident Evil 4, Borderlands the Pre-Sequel, God of War Ascension, Ninja Gaiden 3, Anarchy Reigns, Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Tai the Tasmanian Tiger, Blood Omen 2, Yaiba, Ninja Gaiden Z, Dragon Ball Z Sagas, Legacy of Kain Defiance, Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and Hitman 2. All of that, plus some virtual console games on my Wii and Wii U, several games in my PS4's digital library, a couple of PS1 games on my PS3, and a Steam library that I've barely touched and just keeps growing. So you tell me why I'd ever waste any more of my time on that piece of trash. I have hours and hours worth of video game that I haven't even touched. I'd much rather just play something new. So does Otomedius Excellent get the Cherry Dr. Pepper can of approval? No, not even fucking close. So I'm just gonna shove this game in the corner and try to forget about it. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it took so long to release, but I was busy over the past month, so I didn't really have a whole lot of time to work on it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to check out the first 2 episodes of the Solid 6 show. That's Zone of the Enders on the left and Tai 2 on the right. And in the middle there's going to be my sort of reaction to the Nintendo Switch and my thoughts. But take it easy and catch you on the flip side.